Good day everyone, I'm Senny Tabing and today I will discuss you what is the controlling management. But first, let's see what is the definition of the controlling in management. Controlling in management refers to the process an organization implement in the evaluation in the progress in attaining its goals. This procedure involves monitoring the execution of the plan and correcting any deviations. Overall, controlling in management is necessary to guarantee that the organizational operations are successful. The resources are used effectively and the objectives are met. Like, for example, controlling management partner must be first establish the organization aim and the objective. What are the goals of the organization after all? For example, the company could aim to sell 50 motorcycle a month for a year, setting goals necessary, deciding on strategy for achieving them. Now that we are doing definitely giving example of what controlling management now, let's move on. What are the 5 steps in controlling process? The first step is the standard step. And the second is the measure performance. Third is compare actual performance with standard identify and deviations. Fourth, determines the reason of deviations. And finally, number 5, take correct action if needed. That's all for my part. Let's move on to the next reporter, Darren. Thank you.
Hi. Para sa part ko is establishing performance, objective, and standard, and measuring actual performance and comparing performance to objective and standards. So, para sa establishing performance, objective, and standards, sa pag-control, kailangan muna nating matukoy kung ano-ano yung mga dapat nating makamit or ma-achieve. Yung mga example ng mga naturang layunin na babanggitin ko is yan, para sa pag-establish ng performance, objective, and standards. So, una dito is yung sales target. Sales target, ano ba yung expressive in quantity or monetary terms? Susunod is yung sa production target, expressive in quantity or quality. Sa next natin is yung work attendance, expressive in terms of rate of absence. And safety record. So, from the word itself, safety records, yung expressive in the numbers of accident for given period. Next is supply used, expressive in quantity for monetary terms. And last one is benchmarking. So, approach for settings, goals, and productivities. So, ang susunod is measuring actual performance. It is important to assess actual output such that changes are made when deficiency occur. So, adjustment could be done. So, mahalaga yung measuring actual performance para kung sakaling may pagkukulang ka or may pagkakamali ka, may mga adjustment na mangyayari sa mga susunod mong gagawin para hindi mo na maulit yung pagkakamali mo na yun. So, ang susunod natin is comparing actual performance to objective and standard. When the result is calculated, it will be compared with the company's aiming to achieve. So, eto, importante din to para parang matrack natin yung mga ginagawa natin. I mean, yung performance ng company. So, halimbawa, sa eskwelahan, yung sa project mo na mahaba, na kailangan talagang i-take mo, I mean, talagang dapat paglaanan mo ng oras para marami kang magawa para matapos mo agad. So, 'di ba, magse-set ka muna ng parang goal mo kung ano yung itsura ng kakalabasan and yung kukumpara mo siya sa kasalukuyan mong gawa. So, kunyari, sabihin natin sa tawag dito, sa scale model. So, nag-umpisa ka na. And yung may nakita ka sa internet na parang gusto mong paggayahan pero hindi naman totally gusto mong paggayahan ng scale model mo. Gusto mong mas pagandahin kunyari yung sayo. Then, syempre, mag-uumpisa ka na gumawa. Tapos, dun sa ginagawa mo na yan, pagka natapos mo yon, syempre, titignan mo kung ano itsura nun, kung okay ba siya, kung kamukha ba siya nung pinaggayahan mo. And, parang ganun lang. Iko-compare mo lang yung gawa mo sa, yung actual na gawa mo, I mean yung mismong gawa mo sa goal mo. Yung goal mo is gagayahin mo yung nakita mo. And yung actual na gawa mo is yung kukumpara mo dun. And yun lang para sa comparing actual performance to objective and standard.
Necessary action. So comparing actual result with the target outcome is intended to provide management with the chance to take corrective actions when needed. So basically, taking necessary action is after natin gawin yung actual new results, we're going to compare the actual result to the target outcome and see what will be the difference and what are the things that we need to change and to retain. Next, we have the three types of control, which is the feed forward, the concurrent, and the feedback. So basically, the feed forward are the inputs, then the concurrent control will be the process, and lastly, the feedback will be the output. Next is the organization control system. So first, we have the strategic plan. It provides the basic control mechanism for the organization. From the word itself, strategy. Kung meron tayo sa organization, hindi pwedeng mawala ng strategy for the longer terms. Then to be followed is the long-range financial plan. Now, engineering firms will require longer-term financial plans for it needs to have a long lead times needed for capital projects. Hindi pwedeng magkaroon lang tayo ng short-term plans, mas needed din natin magkaroon ng long-term plans para dun sa financial natin. Then next is the operating budget. Indicates the expenditures, revenues, or profits plan for some future period regarding operation. So, kung meron tayong financial plan, hindi pwedeng mawala ang kanilang operation budget or operating budget. Then, the performance appraisal, measure employee performance. Dito makikita natin kung meron tayong mga employee na nag-underperform or meron din may mga employee na nag-overperforms. Then, statistical reports pertain to those that contain data of various development within the firm. So, statistical report, dito natin makikita ano na yung nagiging progress ng mga ginagawa natin sa organization. Then, last is the policies and procedure. So, dalawang magkaiba yon. The policies refer to the framework within which the objective must be pursued, and the procedure is the plan that describes the exact series of actions to be taken in a given situation. So those are the 6 components of the organizational control system.
Strategic control system to be able to assure the accomplishment of the strategic objectives of the company's strategic control system become necessary. So ang sinasabi lang dito is kung paano nyo i-execute yung mga plano nyo para sa kumpanya nyo. So may 2 types to. The first one is financial analysis. First to an assessment of the viability, stability, and profitable of business, sub-business, or project. So, ito yung process na pag-examine ng performance ng inyong company. So, number 2, financial ratio analysis is the process of collecting financial ratio which are mathematical indicator calculated by comparing key financial information appearing in financial statement of a business. Kung sa kabila, examine, dito, manage naman. So, meron din silang pinagkaiba. So, ito yung 4 na pasok doon sa financial ratio. Liquidity, assess the ability of a company to meet its current obligation. Your ability to cover any short-term liabilities such as loan, wages, bills, and taxes. So, efficiency, shows how effectively certain assets or liability are being used in the production of a goods and services. So efficiency, kung gaano ka-effective yung gusto nyong gawin or product or goods services para sa inyong kumpanya. Financial leverages, designed to assess the balance of financial obtained through debt and equity sources. The use of borrowed money to finance the purchase of assets. So the last one is profitability. Measure how operating income or net income a company is able to generate its relation to its assets, owners, equity, and sales. Ito yung pagme-measure of an organization profit relative to its expenses.
Identifying control problems. First, executive reality check. In order to gain a better understanding of operations, top managers occasionally work at lower levels. Second is comprehensive internal audit is one undertaken to determine the efficiency and effectivity of the organization's activities. Prior to larger issues arising for management, it seeks to identify organizational dysfunctions. And third is the general checklist of symptoms of inadequate control. In symptoms of inadequate control, the application of a checklist may be necessary if a thorough internal audit is not possible for whatever reason. First, an unexplained decline in revenues and profits. Second, a degradation of service, specifically customer complaints. Third, employee dissatisfaction such as complaints, grievances, and turnovers. Fourth is cash shortages caused by bloated inventories or delinquent accounts receivables. Fifth is idle facilities or personnel. And sixth, disorganized operations such as workflow, bottlenecks, and excessive paperwork. Seventh is excessive costs. And eighth, evidence of waste and inefficiency, specifically scrap and rework. It should be remembered that, except for a clear identification of the issue, every symptom hides an issue that needs attention. There may not be workable solution found, but if sufficient controls are implemented, issues can be identified with ease. Controlling plays a significant role in management function as it determines what is needed to be accomplished. It also helps the managers in monitoring the effectiveness of their planning, organizing, and leading activities to make sure that the performance takes place according to plans.